We are back now with a wild recall to tell you about this afternoon. Some Celsius energy drinks, the ones you use perhaps for the gym or to wake up in the morning. Well, they might actually have some alcohol inside as well. Might be giving you a bit of a different buzz than you expected. High Noon says some of its drinks were mislabeled as Celsius Astro Vibe Sparkling Blue Raz Edition. The products were not shipped to Texas distributors, but that does not necessarily mean none of the impacted products made it here. So if you have any cans, you might just want to throw them away just in case. YouTube is introducing a new AI-powered feature to better protect teens. This tool estimates a user's age by analyzing their video preferences, not just their account's listed birthday. If identified as under 18, YouTube will adjust the content they see. Users can verify their age with an ID or credit card if the system makes a mistake. The feature will be tested with a small group in the U.S. soon. A partnership between United Airlines and JetBlue is getting the green light from the Trump administration. The partnership, called Blue Sky, allows United to operate 7 flights per week out of New York's JFK International Airport that starts in 2027. And allows JetBlue to fly out of Newark International Airport 8 times per week. Mileage Plus and True Blue members will also be able to use and earn their points across both airlines. All right, so the Fed has voted to keep interest rates unchanged for the 5th straight time. This indicates a strong economy, but there are other surprising ways to gauge it. Professor Dietrich von Biedenfeld with the University of Houston downtown here with me. Always good to see you. So one option to gauge a strong economy, first of all, is the economy strong? But secondly, a way to gauge it, if we're talking buy now, pay later, which is pretty common right now?
Absolutely. And so there are a number of different indices. We've got our market baskets, and then just like we've got the big 3 stock markers, which have different market baskets of stocks. We've got technology stocks. We've got the oil and gas sort of area. In this case, what you're talking about with buy now, pay later is really something that we've seen a couple of different trends. So one of the complexities now, we've had these different measures that we've used, sort of non-traditional measures beyond the Bureau of Labor and Statistics unemployment rate, which is pretty much unchanged. The layoff rate's the same, the quitting rate's about the same, 3.1 million to 1.6 million. So a lot of these traditional markers are unchanged. But we've also got more sophisticated people. So I just put down here that FIRE movement. So we've got a lot of people who are really interested in Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and people are really delving into this. And so when you look at interest rates being somewhat stable, buy now, pay later is a sign that people are still worried about recession. We're still concerned about tariffs impacts as we keep moving things down the road. And we've got this very interesting game of we have a deal, maybe we don't. The challenge is recognizing that some people may be gaming the system as we get more sophisticated in understanding, hey, wait a second, if I can get 0% interest and invest this money at a stable interest rate for a long time, remember, particularly during COVID, your savings account was getting 0% interest rate. Now you're kind of seeing that 0.002 and you're excited about it. So if you can leave that money in a savings account for a month and then pay it all off with 0 interest, that's a more effective way of use of money.
So they're gauging it by how many people are still using buy now, pay later, and the number is pretty high.
Absolutely. Okay. And so I do think there is some indicia with other indicators that there is concern about recession that persists, but we also recognize now that consumers are getting a little more sophisticated and a little more interested.
Got it. Then the lipstick theory, which is a big thing we talk about. And there's a couple of the underwear theory now as well. First of all, what is this for viewers who may not understand?
Right. And so recognizing that men and women, oftentimes our shopping patterns are different. We talked about this with tariffs and how some of these applied tariff rates are based on consumer behavior by gender. At the end of the day, oftentimes with hair salons and lipstick, we may see trends with women where, just like with buy now, pay later, maybe hair and nail appointments, manicure, pedicure, those are being spaced out. Instead of getting it every 2 weeks, you're making it every 30 days just to conserve money, have that cushion. And with lipstick, the idea was that you would get small luxuries because you couldn't afford large luxuries. So instead of maybe going to Fleming's, you supersize your meal at the fast food place. Conversely, with men, the idea was we would simply delay even further purchases that maybe we weren't making as regularly as we should. So with underwear, the idea is when men said, you know what, we're just not going to buy underwear, and we're just going to leave it ratty for a few more extra days.
Oh.
That also with the spacing of the hair salons kind of tied in. But with the lipsticks, we're buying small things because we know that we may not be able to get these large things.
Got it. You would think underwear would be a bit more of a
And with this, you might even
priority.
consider that with like a latte index, right? Can we stop at the local coffee shop to get a little $4 pick-me-up as opposed to doing Juan Valdez at home?
Right, yeah. Okay. All right, Professor Dietrich von Bienenfeld, we always appreciate you making it plain and clear for us this morning. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.